Hello everyone, Old School from whatthebuck.net coming to you live from One Buck Place. After day 6 of training camp, this was a members day. So we had regular season ticket holders, stadium club, luxury box, the whole shebang out here. Great weather again, not as overcast, but still terrific, and another day of good energy. You guys, if you've been following these updates, know that the energy I felt was low at the beginning. Yesterday the energy was very good. Today the energy matched that at least. They were in full pads again today. They're at thud level, which means that they're not making full tackles, but in the trenches they're making contact. So when running back is making these plays, and I tweeted a couple times today about a running back breaking through, you really don't know if that would have been a breakaway in a real game. But in practice, that's where you're at right now. So we're not at full tackle phase. But from a who stood out today perspective, I think that the same guys that have been standing out stood out again. Jameis was about what he's been. The quarterbacks were very accurate today, all three across the board from what I saw, both in 7-on-7, 11-on-11, and the individual pieces. Running backs all look good. A lot of jump cuts. See, we got a very shifty group of people in this backfield, regardless of who they are. Martin, Rogers, the whole group, McNichols, Barber. It's a very shifty backfield, and when you combine that with an offensive line that's very athletic, it makes for a very potentially powerful running game. So you see a lot of full flow and cutbacks, which is phenomenal. On the receiver side, Godwin continues to impress Coach Cutter in the press conference after the game. I had made a comment earlier today talking to Richard Thogmorton, who's down here from Oklahoma. Godwin does not look like a rookie in any way. He doesn't look physically like a rookie. He doesn't look, from an attitude perspective, like a rookie. He goes out there and he just plays ball. I really do think that the receiving group this year is going to be pretty stout. Obviously, knock on wood, assuming no injuries. When you've got a guy like him coming in there, you got Humphreys as well, who's still looking great. Humphreys doesn't get talked about, but Humphreys looks absolutely phenomenal out here in camp. I don't think Godwin's a replacement in the slot. Godwin is more of a backup X and Z, but I think he can play anywhere. Receiving-wise as well, tight ends, O.J. Howard had the move we talked about on Twitter, and Pewter Report put out the video on. A little stutter go that left Grimes watching. And Grimes is playing great football, guys. This isn't like he did this on some slappy. He whipped a stutter go out on him and was wide open. It was a really, really good play. Brake continues to impress. My darling of camp, Westbrook, my Ed Gant of the year, has not looked good since pads came on. Eau Claire hasn't popped, but he did pop a little bit yesterday. So that's good to see in general. The offensive line continues to look athletic, but the defensive line, and Coach Cutter said this as well in the press conference. I tweeted about Gerald McCoy being in the backfield almost faster than the snap a couple times. Coach Cutter, and I'll get the real quote, but he said something to the effect of sometimes Gerald can ruin practice because he's in there so much, and he'll watch the replay multiple times to see if he was offsides. And he's not. He's just got a get off like that. Some really good direct questions about Chris Baker. He's still sort of, his knees are a little bit sore. They're still keeping him, and a big dude like him, they're going to make sure they keep him going. I don't think that's an injury concern or a concern moving forward. But he has great lateral movement, according to Coach Cutter, which is something we think we've all seen on tape. But you see a lot of shuttling on that defensive line, which is also good, whether it's Spence coming in, Ryan Russell, you got Golston coming in. They're all doing a good job. But today I think the hallmark was Kendall Beckwith. This guy blew up about 4 plays in a row, was absolutely phenomenal. The linebacking core in general looked great. And then the secondary today performed admirably. Brent Grimes, other than getting beat by O.J. Howard, was good. Hargraves continues to improve. Coach Cutter attributes that to his confidence based on being in the system. But he's definitely playing with more swagger. The safeties across the board, whether it's America's favorite whipping boy, Chris Conte, all the way through Evans and Wilcox, all look good. Conte had a pick six early on a pass that's always a dangerous pass. It was a check down out. It was a very similar pass to what got intercepted on the game against Tennessee in Jameis's first game. He had Godwin open in the middle, chose to go to the flat. Conte read it, got underneath it. And Conte has shown very good speed. I wonder if he's healthier this season than he was last year because he definitely looks more athletic. And I know Coach Cutter tipped his cap to Conte as being one of the best athletes on the team. That's the update for today. I'll be back out here again tomorrow. I should be at every training camp throughout the rest of training camp. Coach Cutter did make a comment that I had made as well, which is we really need to get to the point where we're seeing other players. We don't get to know anything about special teams really returns, even though Humphreys and Smith are leaders right now, until you get into real drills and see what happens when they're running the ball down the field. So there's the update for today. I'll get this posted over on whatthebuck.net. And we have a podcast tonight at whatthebuck.net. Listen live, 9 o'clock. Love to have you on there. And follow us on Twitter at whatthebuck, and we'll see you around. Go Bucks.